Hello, I'm the Dapper Man, and this is going to be my review for a movie that my friend and co-worker let me borrow, and it's called State of Grace. Now, State of Grace is directed by Phil Jono, and if you don't know that name, he did a documentary that he directed by YouTube, for YouTube, called Battle and Hum. One of the best documentaries you could ever see, especially for rock and roll, and it was very well known. It was listed as one of the best documentaries, especially it was something new and something of its time. So I guess even as a tribute, he even put a song from U2 into this movie. The real reason to watch this movie is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is so fantastic and so brilliant in this movie. He sold me. I mean, it's great to see him at such a young age have such a phenomenal acting and such a great start to his career. He is really, I think, one of the most underrated actors of our time. And there are some great performances. We have some great performances by Ed Harris, who is the mafia Irish boss that is in New York, and he's Flannery. And then you got Sean Penn, which is a very good actor, but I liked him a lot in this movie. I just didn't believe he gave his full 100%. Like, he held back certain scenes. And that's what at least it felt like with me. And I think the better part of the movie is the last half of the movie. The first half, it does run a bit slow, but it's at a good slow. But I believe it could have sped up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. But then again, this movie was 3 hours long. And they cut it back substantially because this movie is, 2 hours and 15 minutes? 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's a lot to cut back in a film. So there could be some scenes that they could have done a little bit better. But, to cut it back from 3 hours to 2 hours and 14 minutes and still manage, it's not bad. However, there were two other mafia films that came out that year, and that was Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas, which you can't, everyone has seen that movie apparently when you watch a mafia film. I haven't. Forgive me. I will eventually, but at this time, not right now. And Miller's Crossing, which I have seen on the telly, but I can't remember too much about it, so I'm going to have to watch it again, which was directed by the Coen brothers. This movie also stars a very young, first starting off, John Turturro and John C. Reilly. Now, this is before John C. Reilly became in the comedic tone that he always does movies with Will Ferrell, but to see him this young and have so much hair, it's really, it's just, it was really just threw me back a moment. It was like, oh my goodness, they're so young, just starting off. Robin Wright was also in this movie, and apparently they had a flame going between Sean Penn and Robin Wright. They had kids later, they got married, but sadly they divorced back in 2010. She is okay. I don't think she was that great in this movie. There wasn't too much to enjoy in her in this movie other than she was just to be a love interest. And there wasn't really much to it. She sounds like she whines a lot and she complains about what she's doing in the later part of the movie, so you just don't really care for her. I think, like I said, Gary Oldman sold me in this movie. He was the best thing in this movie. Ed Harris as his cold, present self with his deep blue eyes, fantastic. Sean Penn does a fantastic job. All of them do really good jobs. It's just, it felt like it could have sped up a bit. So for that, I'm just giving this movie just an okay. Now, there's one other thing I have to say about this movie I very much love, and that is the score done by Ennio Morricone. My goodness, was that score amazing. And there's something about when he does music, the more you listen to it, the better it becomes. So, I'm not saying do multiple viewings of this movie, but just putting it in and listening to his music is worth it. Now, this movie is R rating, and for an R rating, it's a strong R rating. For the reason why it's rated R, I'll put it down right here for you. Just so you know, it gets pretty violent, but the violence it's done is very 90s blood. So when you see the blood, you're like, that's kind of like corn syrup and ketchup. That was a very 90s style for blood. Unlike today, which we have done very well at looking at blood, and it looks very realistic. Sometimes it makes me wonder if they actually use real blood in today's movies. Have you seen this movie? Have you seen State of Grace? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I mean, I'm thankful I saw it, but I just don't think I want to see it again. I think one time is enough. And hopefully I will hear from you or see you sometime around. Subscribe, click the button. It's very easy, especially if it's an Android phone. Just hit subscribe because Android is YouTube. YouTube is Android. Soylent Green is people. Sorry. I'm just rambling on. But anyways, have a lovely day. Hit the like button. Comment. Anything. Whatever. Do all that good stuff. You know what it is. And I'll see you around to the next review. So until then, take care. Cheers.